Hello there. I wanted to make a pack review for quite a while now. I've seen a lot of pack reviews out there, and I've seen a lot of shiny gear in there that hasn't been used. And I think the difference with me is that I have used it, and I've got experience from that. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that my pack is massive and it's camo. I don't know if you all agree with that. My thoughts are you probably don't. Personal preference, but at the end of the day, that's it. Now, even though it's massive, it's not actually that heavy. I can carry it absolutely fine, not a problem at all. The stuff that's in it isn't actually that heavy, it's more bulk than weight, and I think that's, playing a major part in it. So, what I'll do is I'll crack it open and you have to excuse my videoing skills. I'm trying to hold a massive tablet, but we'll start with the outside. We'll start with this. This is my kukri. Try and get out one-handed, which will be a laugh. Ooh. And it's an absolute monster. It is thick as anything. It was made in Nepal. I think they make them out of old leaf springs, but it's massively weighty, heavy as anything. But at the end of the day, it's never going to let you down. It's not going to break on you. Indian rosewood handle, and if anything should happen to the handle, I can fix it. The blade itself's not going to let me down, and that's what's important. Not a busting lot else to say about that, except for that is effectively a hatchet as well as a knife. And yeah, it's a good all-rounder. I'll put that to the side. The other thing that kind of hangs around outside the pack is a bow and arrow. That's what I use for hunting. Basically, it's a recurve takedown bow, and there's the riser. There's some strings. Alright. You can tell that hangs around outside the pack. And I carry it separately. I can attach it to the pack. But the thing with this is it packs down nice and small. It's not very heavy for what you get out of it. And they're accurate. It's a training bow and arrow, basically. It's not all that hard wearing, but it is, it's good for what it does. I keep the sight in the pack along with the other bits that go with it. But I do obviously have the accessories like the cover for your arm, and where is that? There should be. It's probably in the bottom of the bag. I won't bother getting it out. It's a thing for your fingers that stops your fingers getting worn out on the ends if you're doing a lot of shooting. For me, obviously, I do a lot of shooting, which, if you're going to have something like that in your pack, you want to be able to do it. You don't want to hit something and not kill it, because it ain't really right. So yeah, I do spend quite a bit of time using that, and that's how I've chosen to go with self-defence on that front. So I'll put that to the side. You will see later on there's the bits that go with this, but we'll get there when we get there. So if I start just with the outside edges, so I keep on one side water bottles and a cup. I keep one plastic BPA free, and I keep one stainless silver and a stainless steel mug. Now, the reason I use that combination is because the stainless can be used to boil water in, and it's not going to wear out. It's massively hard wearing. It's never going to cause you a problem. The cup, stainless. I mean, again, you can do similar things with it. You can cook in it and boil water in it. But mostly why I've got the cup like that is because it's really hard wearing. It's just never going to die. You may call it a luxury to have a cup with you as opposed to just the bottle, but personal preference, that's what I've got used to in scenarios I go in. That's obviously a plastic one. It covers different ground. I use it quite often. You'll see in a bit when I get the hammock out. I actually use that as a bit of a hot water bottle, to be honest, and that works for me. You want to keep enough water with you, obviously, I'm sure you're already aware of that. 2 litres isn't really enough, but I've supplemented that elsewhere, and you'll see that. So we'll get to that when we get to it. So I'll put them to the side. The other thing with the way that this goes is that the cup actually sits absolutely perfect on the bottom of the bottle, so it saves a bit of space. And there you go. So that's actually that pocket empty already. So you've got in the front, outside pocket, keep a couple of things. Now, what we've got here is a wash kit, Webtex case, and most of the bits inside are from the original. So I just keep cheap flannel in there. It comes with a mirror, which I'm sure you're aware has other uses as well. But it stays in here because that's the main place you're going to use it. But it comes with your basic things like a bit of shaving foam, a breakdown toothbrush, razors, all your basic bits that you're going to need. That in there should be soap, body wash, and toothpaste in there. A couple of different types because I do get through it. So I keep that topped up. That's the wash kit. And in the other bag is just coffee and a few basic items of food, which is just macaroni cheese, and I believe that should be bubble and squeak, not bad. So they stay in there, along with, it is just basically sachets of coffee and stuff that I've kind of accumulated along the way. Obviously the thing with this is it's something that I use regularly, like very regularly, and so this all constantly changes to suit, you know, what's going on and whatnot. But that's actually pretty much all that goes in there except a lighter, just a cheap basic lighter. I tend to hide them around in the pack, and they're always, you know, wherever I go there's one sort of in a near vicinity, so it kind of works quite well just to stash them around in there. But obviously you want the right bits on the outside that you can, so you can access the bits that you know that you need. So we'll go into the last of these main pockets. Bear with me. So, in that pocket, I've got, this is the knife I use the most. It's brilliant, and it is a bokeh. Just full tang, solid knife, something that really will last. It's a composite handle. I find it holds its edge really well. I actually got it second hand, but yeah, it's lasted me well. I put it through its paces, and it holds up alright. So, you know, that's it. It's a decent all-round knife. A Laplander for cutting things. Don't need to say any more about that. I keep quite a high power torch in there. This one's got zooming on it. I won't shine it in your eyes because it's absolutely pointless. It's got 3 different settings for power saving, kind of a tactical front, and it's Cree LED in there. Also, you can remove the lens, which you can use for a magnifying glass if you need to, and a decent one at that. But it's all waterproof, aluminium housing, gonna last. Not particularly expensive. There are expensive models out there, but there's, in my opinion, no point. I actually use it rarely. I mainly use a head torch, which we'll see in a minute, but I find this useful in certain situations where you need to be able to see properly, and it does happen. I also keep in there a basic little knife, fork, spoon. A lot of people like the sporks. I just prefer this. That's just how I roll. So there you go, that's that. Paracord. I keep quite a bit of paracord in here. I have some cheap stuff and some proper stuff. I use the cheap stuff and keep that in there because the expensive stuff is expensive, and I'd rather have something that I would happily waste so I can actually practice a bit better, and use the real stuff if I need to. It just makes sense to me to do it like that. And the cheaper stuff, it's not you know, it's up to a reasonable job. It does everything you need it to do. It's just not as highly rated, so it's not a lot of difference. So that's the main pockets on the front. I'm going to spin this around. I'll put you down for a sec. Alright. So we've got on the back. On here, I keep a little medical pack. Same camo as the pack itself, and I just keep basic bits in there. I also keep a lighter in there actually, because it's close to where I am. This is another little hiding spot, but I keep basic things in here, nothing particularly exciting, just your like your chapstick stuff, bite cream. I keep quite a lot of dentistry bits in there, because you each have our weak points and that's mine. But yeah, just basic antiseptic. I've actually got filler to go in teeth as well, and cleaning agents to suit, and yeah, pretty much basic things. I'm not going to go mad on that. Bit of sun cream, a tiny little pot, moisturising cream. You'd be surprised how useful that comes in. Hold on. There's another pocket on the front, just there. Now, in there, these are the things I really want to get to rapidly, or the things I use the most, and I keep a Zippo in there, genuine Zippo, proper decent one. I find, you know, little lighters, disposable ones, when you're trying to light something for a long period of time, you start to burn your fingers or melt the lighter. The thing with the Zippo is it will just keep going and going. Everyone has a personal preference when it comes to lighters. That's mine. I like it. I also keep a Leatherman in there, which is just a wave multi-tool standard thing. So you'll have all seen that before. Out of all of them, I chose that because everything locks on it, and it's got, you know, everything that suits what I need it to do. But alongside that, I actually keep the full bit sets, and they're great. They really work. It's surprising because they're actually flat, but they do, or at least they don't round things like you expect them to with something that's flat. But you can cover most things with that, and it's very minimal weight for the amount of, you know, for what you gain. It also comes with a little bit extender, so you can get into deeper holes or whatever. And I also keep in there just a very basic diamond sharpening stone. It just hangs about in the back, and that's the only sharpening stone I keep in there. It does everything I need it to do. I know it's a very basic way of doing it, but at the end of the day, it weighs absolutely nothing. And it's worked for me so far, so, you know, there's no need for that to change. I think the other thing with the Leatherman is that you've got some sort of redundancy with it as well. Obviously I've got the Boker, but there's a decent-ish knife on here as well. It's nothing particularly special, but you can do what you need to do with it, and that's what's important. So in terms of sharpening, you won't need to sharpen the main one as much.